Hello guys, Garcia here. This is the beginning of a new playthrough on the channel, Brigandine Grand Edition. So we already played Brigandine, the first one in the channel before. And at the end of that playthrough, I said that we were going to play the Grand Edition eventually on the channel. So we are going to play this now. And this game is actually a highly upgraded version of the former one. So it's basically exactly the same game, but with a bunch of great changes that we will be talking about during the playthrough here. So before we start, I'm going to show you guys the opening video of this game. So the main difference between the two games is that in this game, all the dialogue lines that were just like dialogue lines and you would see the outline of the map and the dialogues would play out and so on. Now, most of the dialogue lines that are really important in the game, the most pivotal CGs that we could see in that game were just dialogues. In this one are actually 2D graphics. So basically Japanese animation. So we are going to see the opening. It's just a minute long video that shows you like the different scenes that we can see depending on which country we pick to play the game. So we are going to watch the entrance real quick, and then we'll come back here to the menu and we'll start the game, okay? Okay guys, we're back. So how awesome is that? Now we have all of those animated scenes to watch. So let's start. So I'll be talking about the changes later. There's a bunch of them. So this is the first one, so we can play the regular game like we played before. You can also play the multiplayer version. I never played this before, but there's different modes and so on. So let's go. So we are gonna go with King difficulty, which is the new hard difficulty. It's the same thing. So in the Squire or easy difficulty, we don't have a time limit, so we can play basically forever. But in these two, we need to complete the map and we need to unify the land in 6 years. So let's go. Let's go with King here. Alright, so in our last playthrough, we played with Leonia, right? So we unified the continents under their banner. It was really cool. But in this version, I thought a lot about what I was going to do. Because my instinct, every time I play this game is always to play Norgard, which is my favorite kingdom here. So 9 times out of 10 I'm going to play Norgard. So because I always play with Norgard, I know all the ins and outs of this country here. Which means that it's not going to be like a challenging playthrough at all, especially because Norgard has, on average, amazing knights. So you can form, like, right off the bat, like 4 pretty solid teams of 3 knights to defend each of our entrances here into the continents. So each of our like bordering castles, you know. So instead of playing with Norgard again, with is what I usually do, I decided to play with something different. So I thought about Caerleon first, But I don't like, this is the kingdom that I like the least in the game. I don't dislike them, I just don't find them that interesting. So the only ones that were left were New Almecia here, which is basically the base kingdom of the game. The main story of the game revolves around this kingdom here. Sorry. Also, I thought about Caerleon, which is the one we are going to play with. And I'm going to explain why. And also, in this version of the game, you don't need to do a command in the titles, in the map screen, to be able to select as the Esgar's Empire here. You can already choose it on the start and just play with it. So we are going to go with Caerleon. So why? So it's pretty simple. I wanted something that could be like challenging, because differently from most games that I play on the channel, I'm actually good at this one. So I want to play with like a kingdom that has some sort of handicap. So Caerleon's handicap is really simple. It's twofold. It's basically, it's a kingdom that starts with the least amount of castles, so you don't have a lot of mana to summon creatures. So if you like mess up in your first few battles, the game is over. Basically, you can't recover. And also, it is the kingdom that starts with the least amount of knights. So I think you only start with like 8 knights, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually just check this. Castles, knights, 8. There you go. So you need to start questing right away to get some new knights for your kingdom. And there's only a few that are going to come like with time for your kingdom, you know. So that's why I want to play Caerleon. That said, Caerleon has a gigantic advantage that Norgard, for example, wouldn't have, which is the only kingdom in the game that, alongside the Almecia kingdom here, start with an alliance. So basically, like the first or second week or second month of the year, we are going to have an alliance established between New Almecia here and Caerleon. I'm going to explain, if you never watched Brigandine or if you've never played, I'm going to explain exactly what the story is and what we are trying to do and so on. But despite having the alliance, the difficulty remains the same, because the bordering kingdoms that we have for Caerleon here are Caerleon and the Esgar's Empire, or the Isgar's Empire, I don't know which one. And both are extremely dangerous, they are very aggressive. So if you don't like fix your stuff and like decide which path to go right away in the beginning of the game, you might be in trouble, especially on the king difficulty, right? So we're going to play with Caerleon here. So I'm going to explain everything to you guys later. Alright, this is going to be really cool. It's been a long time since I played the Grand Edition. But it's like a game that I love, Brigandine, and the Grand Edition just makes it like 5 times better. It's amazing. So yeah, we could like sit and read the stuff here, but I can't talk about that on my own, really.
この大陸すべてを焼き尽くすことになろうとも、俺は鬼となって戦い続けよう。そして必ずや覇王とならん。
Okay. So I'm going to explain what was that later. I'm going to skip this too. Just make everything quicker here. Alright, so we are at the main castle of Caerleon here. Wake up! So my Japanese isn't great, but I can understand most of what is being said here, so I'll try to translate when the opportunity arises here. So, Marriott, it's too early. So, come on, big brother. When Mother was alive, she always said the king has to set a good example. You're the only one still asleep, so wake up. I didn't even want to be king. That's true, actually. So, not that again. There's no time for joking. Something huge happened. So, did it happen in Almecia? Yeah, Almecia? Wait, huh? How did you know? The news just arrived? So, I'll tell you later. Please hurry and gather everyone. So, before we'll go through here, I'm going to explain real quickly. Actually, I need to look at the map to explain this. So let's see how they are going to deal with this for now. So this is our 4 main characters from this kingdom here. So in the conference room. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this guy. I'm going to call him Bo. So Bo, so he's a bishop, clearly. So you expected this would happen. Yes, Zemeckis subdued Almecia's enemy too well. Once a hunting dog has killed all the game, his hungry master cooks him. With Olmeca's enemies gone, Zemeckis' power became a threat. It was only a matter of time till Zemeckis and the king came into conflict. So, I don't know if this guy's called Dinadan or Dinadan. So I'm just going to call him Dan, alright? So that's why they call you the wise king of Caerleon. So Marriott here. So I don't know how he keeps a good reputation when he sleeps so much. Should they call him the Sloth King of Caerleon? That's a recurring joke that we're going to hear a lot during this playthrough here. But that's not true, he just likes to sleep. So, Your Majesty, what will we do? So Zemeckis will likely try to expand beyond Olmeca's territory. He won the position and his fame in war. He will try to prove his right to rule in war as well. So you mean conquer the world by force? Yes. However, I understand Prince Lance survived and took refuge in Padstow. I think that's how I pronounce it. So apparently Padstow plans to fight to revive Olmeca. So King Cole of Padstow has always been loyal to Olmeca's royal family. So Vaynard, the new king of Norgard, will likely make a move. I know that all of these names, if you never played this game, is a bunch of gibberish. But I'm going to explain, and it's going to be very clear who is who and what is trying to do what. Or who is trying to do what. So, he's been building Norgard's strength. This chaos is a perfect time to strike. So, in other words, the whole world is heading to war, yes. So, it's likely. So, but how will Caerleon survive? That's a good question. We'll be fine. We've got the great people like the Blade Master Dan here, and my big brother, the Wise King. That's right. How could I call myself a knight if I fail to meet the expectations of such a beautiful princess? Yeah, beautiful. So they are just doing like some anime banter here. So we share a border with both Caerleon, led by Drist, or Drist. I'm going to call him Drist. Sounds more natural. And Isgars under Zemeckis. So these ambitious kings are likely to invade, so we must stay vigilant. So, Your Majesty, we can't just wait around. We must prepare defenses. True. Yes. I'm afraid the war will go on until someone builds a new order in Forcina. So we must do our best to build that order. Zemeckis is strong, but he's not a strategist. The success of his rebellion suggests someone else is behind all this. This guy's so smart. So who would want to spread such chaos? Alright. So first of all, let's remove the clouds here right away. I hate the clouds. They are from this game. The other game doesn't have this feature. So let's just switch the features to my liking here real quick. So let's speed up the cursor. What else can we change here? Summon animations, not needed. Quest reports, yes. Battle reports, skip. Clouds, off. Combat, let's see. Attack animation, yes. I'm going to talk about this later. So unit number, movement on, show. I think everything's normal here. Other, I don't know. Stereo, sure. There you go. Alright guys, so basically here's the map of the world. I'm going to show you guys. Alright, so we are the green one on the lower left here. So, the green one, the lower left, are us, Caerleon. The orange, I guess. The orange one, I was going to call it red, but it looks more orange to me. So, the orange one in the left is New Olmeca, which is the new kingdom that was just formed. Up in the north, we have Norgard. On the right here, we have Leonia. And down in the southeast here, we have Caerleon. And in the middle, we have the Isgars Empire that was just formed. So, I'm going to use this to move around and explain the story. So, Olmeca Kingdom was this kingdom here. And everything was peaceful, as far as I can tell. As peaceful as a medieval world can be, right? And there was a rebellion here. And the four leaders of basically the four leaders of the army, they decided to stage a coup here. In that video in the beginning, you saw the guy that was talking. He was talking about conquering the continent by force, because he's the only one that can be the ruler and so on. And the guy behind him is a guy named Caerleon. It's basically like a black knight that has like a skull on his face as a helmet. So that guy is like the messenger for the real power that's controlling the entire turmoil of the continents here. We're going to talk about him way later on the playthrough. But the four leaders are Zemeckis, which is the former general of the army that staged the coup. Caerleon, which is the guy that I just talked about. Then we have Gish, which is a magician. Not a magician. A mage. Magician. Where's the queen? You know, where's the card? And also Sklados, which is the strongest samurai in the world here. I'm going to show you guys each and every one of them. So these four here staged a coup. And they took the Almecian kingdom here. And the Almecian refugees, especially the Prince Lance and his main generals, and King Cole, which is the former, Lance and the other guys. They came to this kingdom, Padstow Kingdom, and the Padstow Kingdom made a deal with the former people from the Almecian kingdom here, and this kingdom just became New Almecia. So if you pick this kingdom here, this is basically the main storyline of the game, is this kingdom here against this kingdom here, basically. So in the next month, we are going to form an alliance between our kingdom, Caerleon here, which has been a neutral kingdom for the longest time. And we are going to make an alliance with New Almecia to combat the Esgar's Empire here. While this is all happening, up in the north here, we have King Vaynard. King Vaynard is a very young king. I don't remember if his uncle or his father died. I think it was his uncle. But because he had a daughter, she couldn't ascend to the throne, so he ascended to the throne. So we have Vaynard here, and he's going to basically use the turmoil caused by the Esgar's Empire here, by the ascent of the empire here, to start his own conquest to unify the continent here under the Norgard banner here. Leonia, we already played with them before, so Leonia is the peaceful country, is the one that is truly neutral here. So they will only start going to war after Norgard threatens them, or they ask for Leonia to just kneel down and accept the rule of Norgard, or just go to battle. So they decide to go to battle. And Caerleon here is the wild card. Their king is basically like a super powerful jester. And he's one of those guys that just does what he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. So he's like a tyrant. Actually, his class, I think, is Mad Tyrant, if I'm not mistaken. His actual class for the character. So yeah, they are extremely dangerous. So we are basically sandwiched in between these two here. But we're going to have the alliance of the Almecian kingdom here. So that's the basic gist of here, of the story. Alright, so let me show you guys the leaders of each kingdom. So this is Zemeckis. This is the guy we watched the earlier in the beginning of our video here. I'm going to talk about her later. Here we have Vaynard, which is the leader of Norgard. He's pretty young, I'm pretty sure. He's like, yes, 21. Yes. Yeah. So let's not go too deep in the story of each character just yet. So in Leonia, we have the weirdest leader of all the leaders here, Lioness. She's basically the story resumes like pretty well. So once a common village girl, she was chosen as queen of the pious land of Leonia through prophecy. So as you can see, she and her best friend here from a village just became like, she became the leader and he became her like right hand soldier, just because they were chosen by some sort of oracle. Just a dumb thing that people used to do back in the day. And here's Drist, which is he's actually a mad monarch, I see. As you can see just by his face, yeah. But he's very, very dangerous. Especially like to fight against. He's one of the worst to fight against, in my opinion. Alright, so that's it basically. And here are the remnants of the Almecian kingdom that form New Almecia. So this is Lance. So this is the prince. So I'm pretty sure they killed the king. And Lance escaped. He's a kid still. And he escaped with Garcia here, which is his protector, basically, his teacher. And here's King Cole, which is the king of the former Padstow kingdom here that became New Amechia. So, the aging king of Padstow. There you go. So that's it. These are the main players of the continent here, for the most part. So there are others that we'll be talking about later, but I don't want to just... the first episode to just be me talking, so let's just go and act a little bit here. So, I was thinking, because we are going to play with a kingdom that has so little like territory and so little, such a small amount of mana per turn and so on, so we need to use mana to summon our troops. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring all of my knights to the only castle that I need to defend. I don't need to defend this castle here because we are going to sign an alliance. So I just need to defend this one here. So I'm going to basically assemble the best team that I possibly can with my 3 main knights. And then I am going to send all of my other knights to quests, so they can get more knights for us. Because we need at least 12. And when I say 12, I mean 12 decent knights. And right now we'll probably have like 6 decent ones. So let's check the location. So everybody's on the same castle here. So each one of these castles or forts or cities here are bases that we can defend. We can use them to attack here, for example, or here. So we can only attack or defend adjacent bases. So you can only attack or defend in a turn. You cannot choose, like, for example, I'm going to attack here and then defend from this guy if they attack me. No, you can only do one of the two for each base. So let's say I can attack here, this castle up here, and I can also attack here, and I can also attack here. So I can attack several times per turn, and I can defend against attacks several times per turn, but I can only attack or defend once for each one of my bases. Alright, so let me summon some creatures here early. Usually we have a decent amount of mana. 682. We can summon at least a dragon, which is pretty decent, I guess. Giant is not amazing. Lizardman is not amazing. None of these are amazing. I'm just going to summon a Jin here. Alright. So this is our main guy. I'm going to call him Kai. I don't know if K. I'm going to call him Kai. Makes more sense for me. So he is probably the most powerful mage in the entire continent here. No one has the selection of spells that he has. He has a bunch of great ones. And he's pretty young too. So here's Marriott, his sister here. We saw her a bunch of times. So she's pretty weak early on because she's just starting her like army career, so to speak. But she'll get very powerful very quickly. Then we have Dan here, which is the only blade master in the continent. He's really, really strong. He's very well respected and well known all over the continent here. And Bo, which is our advisor, right? We just saw him too. So these are our 4 main characters for this kingdom. That said, we will have scenes with different characters from the kingdom and so on. Alright, so let me get Dragon. Let me drop it here. So in this game, every single creature has a rune cost. In the upper right, you can see below MP cost. That is the cost of each creature. So we have the amount of rune power that each knight has here. So Kai has 319 here. He's using 270. So that means that we can put more here, as you can see. But if we put something that is too expensive, this is going to happen. And we won't be able to leave the menu until we fix this, because we cannot have more than what your mana allows in terms of like values, creature value, you know what I mean? So basically that's it. So every one of these characters has like different classes. So Bishop, specialized in white spells and healing. So Blade Master, pretty strong physical character and also has some spells too. Merrick, Scout, so she's basically an archer. So, and our guy here is the only rune weaver in the continent. Every single leader of every single nation has a specific class just for them. And there's a bunch of like regular classes that all kingdoms have at least one character of that class, you know what I mean? So I'm going to move everybody here to form a team. So right now we have 8 knights, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to form every time you go into battle, you can only use 3 knights to defend or to attack. So that means that I only need to use 3 characters here. And then I can send all other knights to quests. So what does that mean, send knights to quests? You send the knights into these quests, right? I'm going to actually do this. There you go. So every turn is divided into 2 phases. The preparation phase, which I was just in, when you can move knights around, summon creatures, equip your characters, and so on and so on. And then in the attack phase, you choose if you're going to attack, or you're going to stay in place, and so on and so on. We are not going to do anything during this turn, because this turn I just used to move everybody to this castle here. The reason why I moved everybody to the same castle is to get all the best monsters from everybody to create my army here. Alright, the only monster that I'm missing here that I would like to have is an angel. But I don't even know if this is going to be available early, so we'll see. Alright guys, so quests. So I can send the knights, I can do several things with the knights. I can move them, I can ask them to wait, I can ask them to attack, I can use them to defend, and I can also send them to quests. So when you send your knights to quests, you can get items, you can get new knights, you can get equipments, and you can also get extra stats, so you can gain intelligence points, strength points, more room power, and so on and so on. So it's always good to send people to quests to get new stuff. So we're going to do that early on, just to see if we can get a few extra knights in the early going here. And while that is happening, I'm going to use my main characters to attack the surrounding castles here. Because our early army is going to be really strong, because we have the best mage in the game. So as long as we know how to use the guy, we should be okay. Alright, so we are going to go to Almeca now, as I told you guys. So did you call me, my lord? So, Bo, yes. I'm going to the new Almeca, sorry. And I'd like you and then to watch over things while I'm gone. Are you thinking of confirming the alliance? Yes. Precisely. So let's do it. There you go. Lance's castle.
お久しぶりです、ランス王子。
はじめまして、ランス様。妹のメリオットです。
遠路はるばるようこそ、カイオ。それに、メリオット姫。
Yeah, basically I don't need to translate that, it's just pleasure is mine and all that stuff. So, Prince Lance, Caerleon has long been allied with Almeca. I've come to say in this time, oh sorry. Yeah, they will keep the alliance. So thank you, Wise King. It is very encouraging to hear you say so. So Isgard started the war, but other countries are mobilizing. Norgard in the north and Caerleon in the southeast are gathering their armies. So Norgard indeed, Isgard is not our only enemy. We will be ready. Will you? So thank you for seeing us, Prince Lance. The pleasure is mine. Thank you for the advice. So I will go on fighting the Empire on my own. But let us do our best to assist each other too. So I hope you visit Caerleon when the war is over. We have the best seafood and food around, which is really easy going. So I look forward to it, which is also really young, right? So goodbye for now. So promise you will take care of yourself, Lance. There you go, we have the alliance. Okay. Alright. So one of the things that I like the most about this game is the early game, because we need to choose which knights we will pair up with other knights to create the teams that we are going to use throughout the game. So early here, my idea is we should use only the spellcasters for the first team. So I have the very strong Blade Master here, but I'm actually not going to use him right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get Janfadar here, and this strong lady here, Sierra. She has a bunch of great spells. She has Geno Frost and Icefall. I'm going to show you guys later what these do. Any spell that has this, like this A here, is an area spell. The area spells are the most important thing in this game. You cannot have a successful run in this game, like trying to conquer the continent without using like massive amounts of spells in every single battle. Alright, so let's go with Janfadar here and a Sierra. This is not the team we are going to use. This is not going to be our main team, but this is going to be the team we're going to use right now, just to allow the rest of our knights to go questing, to try to bring more people to our army. because we only have 8 knights. That's not enough. So let's see if I can summon something here in this particular castle. Alright. The only thing that I really want is an angel. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so I got my angel. That was easy. Just wished into existence here. The angel is the strongest unit in the game, on average. The only other one that could be better could be like the Archdemon, I guess, or the Seraphim, like variations of Archdemons or Archangels. And we have like basically like golden dragons, we have silver dragons, we have red dragons, we have the salamanders, we have the behemoths, and so on. We have a bunch of cool units. So let me just do this again, because every time you exit the menu, they rearrange stuff here. It's quite annoying. Alright, so this is going to be our team right now. So I'm going to get the best units that we have available, and I'm going to put all of them in the knights that we'll be defending here. So we'll have like a super team early, but this team we'll be using it for just a few turns until our guys come back from the quests, you know? Alright, so we already have several level 1, level 10 units. So in this game, every unit that reaches level 10 becomes something else at level 10, so they evolve to a different class. So this guy right here is a high centaur. He starts as a centaur, level 10 he gets the high centaur option, you know. So the angel, for example, at level 10 he becomes the high angel, I think. And at level 20 he becomes the archangel. So the dragon, for example, at level 10 he can become the red dragon or the silver dragon. And at level 20, he can become like the Fafnir, which is a super silver dragon, or a Salamander, which is like a super red dragon, and so on. So every threshold in this game, you get a different class. So for example, we have Marriott here, which is a scout. At level 10, she can become an archer. At level 20, she can become an Artemis, I think, which is the last level of the archer, and so on. So every time you hit a threshold in terms of leveling, your creature or your knight can be changed. So that's really, really cool. So as you can see, we have a level 2 Wyvern. When the Wyvern reaches level 10, we have a Quatil here. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm going to pronounce Quatil because, yes. Quatil. Something like that. I don't think that's English anyway. Alright, so I'm trying to find the button that I want to press here. Oh, here, finally. Alright. So we are going to remove all the units that I don't think are that powerful. So I'm just going to remove the zombies, actually called ghouls, the tritons, which are not great. This one is actually a merman. I have a triton here somewhere. Yes. The triton is a level 10 merman. The tritons are rough because they're extremely strong in water, but other than that, they are horrible in every other situation, basically. Alright, so I'm going to remove some of my lizardmen too. Basically, the more a unit costs, the better the unit is. That said, you cannot walk around with just the powerful units. You need like units, for example, this one, to complement your units, to like use more of your rune power and so on. Alright, so I'm going to replace the Triton with this. Alright, so only 40, so I need to replace the Hydra too. Sure. Does that work? Let's see. Oh man. So I need to gather 10 more points here somehow. Well, how do I do this? There you go. Problem solved. Luckily, our king here has a lot of rune power. Okay, so this is our early army here. So we are only going to use this for a few turns. So everybody else that is not these three here, these three knights that we are going to use, we are going to send them to quests. Yeah, I know we have very strong characters here that we could be using, but you don't need to use them right now. So Merit goes to quest, Dinadan, Bo goes to quest, Chest, and Bilcock. There you go. Oh, sorry, I actually pressed move. I don't need to press move. Go back. Quest. There you go. Marriott, Dan, Bo, Chest. There you go. So we can always check the location of our characters here. So 3 of our characters are on this castle here, Hervery, and all the other 5 are questing. So that's what we've been doing for like the first few months. So we have 6 years to conquer the entire continent. That sounds like it's gonna go by super fast. That sounds like it's not enough time, but it actually is. Most of my games finish at like 219, so 4 years after the war starts. So I never like reached the time limit in this game at all, not even trying to reach it. So I think it should be fine. That said, we are playing on hard, so I don't know. So you can see on the upper left there, so we are in the year 215 and we are on month 3. So each turn is a month, I think. Or might not be, or maybe like each month is like divided in 4 weeks. I don't know. Actually, let's actually check that. Alright, so I'm going to execute the move that I told you guys about. So now when you check here, every single knight that I sent to questing is not here anymore. And you can check the location here. All of them are in quests. So while they are in quests, they are unavailable. I cannot move them anywhere. They will be just walking all over the world, trying to find stuff for us. Alright, so let's do our first attack here, I guess. Ooh, that's rough. Alright, so Caerleon here has this soldier called Iria here. I'm going to call her Iria instead of Iria. She's a killer doll. Very difficult to explain. She's very agile and she also uses black magic, so she's complicated. They also have this bishop here. Yeah, so every time you're going to attack anywhere, you need to check their creatures to see if your creatures like pair well against those creatures. And ours kind of do, but they have so many like side creatures. So the big ones started from here, 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 here. All of these here are the powerful creatures. The secondary creatures are the smaller ones that do something specific. Like for example, we have the Hellhounds. They attack and they run back, so they have hit and run. You have the Centaurs, which are archers. You have the Lizardmen, which are specialized in water combat. You have the Unicorns, which are specialized in healing and so on. So these mandrakes can paralyze. So the big ones are the damaging ones, and the smaller ones are specialized units, basically. So here it's kind of rough. Let's see what we have up here in Salisbury. Oh, Jesus, this is even worse. This is horrible. My god. He has a Tiamat. Tiamat is a Hydra level 10. These are probably one of the strongest creatures that you can get in early levels is this dude here. That's why we also have a Hydra too. But that said, can we fight these guys? So Iscleidos, this is one of the other leaders of the Empire here. He is a Shogun, which is the last level of the Samurai class. Very dangerous guys. They are called one of the 4 generals of Isgars. Or Isgars. There you go. Okay, so... So the guys in Caerleon have less units. But they are frankly overall less scary than the guys in Isgars. So I could just sit here and not do anything for a few turns too, while my guys quest, but then I'm not going to get any levels. And yeah, we are as scary to them as they are to us. And we have the advantage that we have 3 spellcasters, which is very important. I'm going to try against Caerleon here, to be honest. I don't think we can defeat that army that this guy has here. Alright, so I cleared my memory card before we start, so let's just save here. So we have 5, yeah, so they are months actually. So we are in the 3rd month. Have 5 castles and 8 knights, there you go. Okay. Well, so let's do it. So we can select all of the knights like this, and we can send them to attack here. Okay, so now we can execute the attack, and hope for the best. Oh, so they are already attacking. Oh, they already captured. They already captured an Almecian castle there. That's why I left when Lance was talking to Kai about like, oh, we are going to like defend together and fight together and so on. We are ready. And I was like, are you? Because they get crushed every single time in the beginning of the game. To be fair to them, they are flanked by the 2 most powerful nations. So if possible, could you withdraw before it comes to blows? So, the smell of chaos. Are you ready to rampage Iria? He's talking to her knight there. Yes, your majesty. So, good answer. There you go. So in this game, the turn order is pretty simple. The higher level, the faster you're going to start. So we are going to start at level 22 here. Then Drist is going to act. Then Iria is going to act. Then we have level 12 and level 15. Yeah. So our level 15 is going to go next. And then they will alternate. So if you have two characters with the same level, I'm pretty sure that on the original Brigandine you would alternate. So in this turn, my guy will go first. In the other turn, their guys will go first, and so on. I don't know what happens in this version, so we shall see. So the Hydra is very, very strong as a unit, but incredibly slow. Like painfully so. So we have to like walk in their pace here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to remove the creature movement. That is super slow. I think I can do this right now. Yeah. System. No. Combat. Attack animation, show movement. You can just skip movement. That slows down the game a lot. You guys will don't even imagine after you play like hundreds of hours of this game how much slower the game is just by watching the animations. It's just like Civilization. After you play the game for so many years, you just start to like skip everything that you possibly can. Alright, I don't like golems. They are super slow. And they always miss attacks. But they are good tanks. So it's not like they are useless, but I don't like them all that much. So as you can see, this game is based on hex movement. So each creature has an amount of hexes to move. So for example, here the ghoul, the movement is 4 to 6. So that means that he moves normally 4, but he moves 6 in his preferred terrain and on the roads here. So each creature has a different one. The flying ones obviously can only fly around, so they don't need to have like a specific terrain that they are good at or they are good in. You know? So the main strategy of this game is always build a wall. No, this is not a meme. No, I know. Nowadays, it's not a great thing to say. But it is the best way to play the game, is to create a wall with your powerful creatures and leave the knights and the secondary creatures behind. Even if your knight is like a melee guy, leaving the knight behind is still the best strategy. So the second way that the second thing that you need to do to win in this game is defeat the enemy knights as quickly as possible. So the monsters are just like the foil basically. The monsters are just there to either protect the knights or like allow your knights to attack and so on and so on. This is not a game about monsters killing monsters. They are here, but the main thing will always be the knights here. Let me do like a curving wall here like this. I'm going to put Sierra here and the archer here. I'm not going to advance, I'm going to finish up my wall first. We got lucky that Drist didn't move it yet in this first turn. So we have the advantage for now. So the battles in this game can be super quick and can also be super long. I am not sure about this one. I don't know if we can actually win this one. We'll see. So sometimes you enter a battle knowing full well that you are going to win. And sometimes you enter a battle knowing that it's going to be a huge gamble. And sometimes you are frankly like attacked by a force that is so more like developed and the power is so more like well distributed than your army has that you just can't win, you know. I wish I could have put like the golems on the front line here, but it's too late. I was able to put one here. So as you can see, this is a big like line, big sequence of creatures here. So you guys will see pretty soon why I chose a group of 3 spellcasters to start here. Alright, what should I do here? So the dragons have a breath attack, like this. It is 3 hexes. So So because we have the green dragon, we have an acid breath for now. But later, when we develop the dragon, we have like different colors. They are like the chromatic dragons of Dungeons and Dragons. Then we will have different breaths. But I'm not going to break my wall here at all. I'm going to just chill for now. Maybe I'm going to use the angel to heal here a little bit. This guy took some damage. We already have a griffin here that is level 7. I would like to keep this guy alive. But that's not why I wanted an angel. I want an angel for a different spell that he has. Alright, so I'm not going to do anything with Kai in this turn. Because the best spells that we can cast with all of these 3 knights here are area spells. That means that we need to wait for them to bring all the creatures here so we can do the highest amount of damage, you know? So because of that, I'm not going to move my wall, and I'm not going to use extra MP here too. And yes, this is a gamble. Sometimes it's better to just go for it, but other times, most of the times, it's a better idea to just sit around and wait. Oh, this guy is extremely dangerous. I have horrible memories of him over the years. Yeah, I knew they were going to focus on the griffin here, that's why I healed it. But the griffin, I don't think is going to make it here. He's not going to survive long term. It's a shame, but it is what it is. But after we can start using our spells here, then we are going to have the advantage again. There goes the griffin. Didn't last at all. So this game has an elemental system. So I want to explain, but I need to wait for my turn first. So we have several options here on what we should be doing. We'll see. Okay. Oh, fire breath. Oh, acid breath. Okay. Okay. So if you lose a knight, let's say they kill this knight here, all the units that are of the same number, so 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2, all of these units will be removed from the battlefield. So if you defeat a knight, you will automatically basically defeat the rest of the army, you know? So that's why defeating knights is so important. So now that they all acted, basically, we only have Ulster here, but his creatures are way too far behind here, so they are not a problem right now. So I'm going to hard focus on Iria here. I'm going to try to kill her as fast as possible. So in the next turn, I can catch her with a spell from Kai here. I can deal a Divine Ray with the Angel. I can use this, I can use this, I can also use Sierra here. So yeah, we have a lot of firepower, so we can kill her, I think. If we don't miss too many attacks, because she can dodge a lot of stuff. Because as I said, she's also pretty dangerous. She might dodge this one. Oh, she actually took some damage, great. So in the early game, you are going to be losing units a lot, but later when your units are super powerful, I don't know if I use Icefall on her or just use the area spell. I think the area spell here is actually better, to be honest. She's not going to take a whole lot of damage from ice anyway. The strategy here is to use the Angel. So there you go. This is our Geno Frost. So every single area spell in the game catches everybody that's an enemy unit that isn't inside the range, obviously. I don't even know if defeating her will make the battle end, if they will retreat. We shall see. Yeah, she's getting healed. Not surprised there. Oh, I didn't notice. I just noticed. They have 2 unicorns. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. Oh, they didn't use them for some reason. Okay. Alright. I don't know why they didn't do that, but hey. I'll absolutely take it. Alright, so another area spell here. Let's just go for it. Alright, so the wall on the upper side here is not good. they will have access to our knight in this turn already. Which means that I have to defeat Iria and her units pretty quickly here. Ember. Every time I hear Ember, I remember of the character from Danny Phantom. I don't know if you guys watched that cartoon. Amber, you will remember. That's such a catchy song. I love the cartoon so much, I hope one day someone will bring it back. Danny Phantom's great. Okay, let's attack this guy here. Alright, now my golems are ahead here, that's great. They are pretty strong. They are very slow, but the moment they actually enter the battlefield, they are actually a plus. Alright, so now we have the main guy here. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to use the breath of all of our characters here. So we have the Hydra, we have 2 dragons. There you go, so one creature is already dead. Great. Now the other dragon. Another Acid Breath. There you go. Now Acid Breath again against dragons don't do a whole lot because they are the same creature obviously, so elementally speaking they are the same. So for example, red deal extra damage to blue and blue deal extra damage to like I don't know, red or green and so on. So it has some, this version has some extra stuff in terms of like elemental synergies and elemental like opposites, you know, that are not present in the base game. So I need to relearn them. Alright, so the plan still stands. I want to use Divine Ray here on Iria here. There you go. Now, let's use the best spell that we can here, which is Geno Bolt. This spell used to be called in the other game Geno Thunder. So they switched Thunder to Bolt, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to do this. There you go. This is a very powerful spell, incredibly powerful. Oh no! She survived with 1. Oh god, why? That's terrible. That was not the plan. I could swear she was going to die. That said, they didn't use the unicorn, so yeah. Flame. Well, there goes the wyvern. But she was not going to make it, so not worried. Yeah, no, we need that thing to go down quickly. Yeah, the Hellhound also has Hellfire, which is that breath weapon there. So yeah, I knew coming into this one's going to be super close. Let's see if she's going to retreat or not, because she's almost dead. She might not. There you go, she retreated. Alright. Oh, let's kill Fluffy here. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, we only have 2 units. Can we do this? Well, she has Fallberg, right? Oh, Fallberg in this version is called Icefall. So this is the strongest ice spell that we can cast. I think we can kill the Bahamut here, which is perfect. The best, one of the best units in the game. Alright, I don't think we can lose this opportunity here. We need to try, even if it fails. Come on, if this deals 200, should be enough. The Bahamut doesn't have any elements. Come on. There you go. Oh man, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. We just defeated the strongest unit of the kingdom. Just by luck. Yeah, I don't know if she's going to survive, but man, she did a great job. So even if she dies, I'm proud of her. She did well. Okay. Alright, so let's try to protect her as much as possible. I'm going to send my guy here. Yeah, it's not going to help a lot. So, in this game, you have not only you have the room power. Below the room power, you have something that is called room area. That room area is the amount of hexes that the power of your knight. That the power of your knight extends to. Because of the emulation, you cannot see really well. As you can see, it's kind of weird. But every time you're going to move a creature, you can see it. So, in here, I'm still inside the rune area of my knight. That means the effectivity of this creature is 100% because it's inside the rune area of that particular knight. If I go here, outside of the rune area of Janfadar, which is the knight that commands these creatures here, my creature is going to be like, I think, either 50% or 100% weaker. So creatures without a master in the battlefield are very weak because they don't have the effectivity of the rune power, you know. So the rune area is very, very important. So as you can see here, for example, I'm going to show you guys. Kai has rune area 5, so his rune area is ridiculous. So that means that his creatures can move around all of the space here. As you can see, they go into like here. So the entire battlefield basically, without losing their effectivity. So Sierra has 3 too, which is not great. So you have to maneuver your creatures inside the rune area, you know, to be able to use them effectively. So every time you move a creature, the first thing you need to check out is, are they inside the area, you know? And if they are, then you can move them there. I really want to kill these guys here because then I can move my units to the other side to protect Sierra there. Because before Driss acts, Kai is going to act first, so I can reallocate my dragons to protect her. That's the plan. Geno Flame. So everything that is Geno something is just the area version. So I don't need the area version here, I just have one enemy to hit. So the best way to get XP obviously is defeating enemies. So killing units. But every time you win a battle, you also get 200 XP for all of the units that survive the battle. There you go, perfect. Alright, so we looted some item there. Alright, I'm going to put this zombie here. Alright, so let me reallocate everybody here. I am not going to let her expose like this. So the spellcasters need to be protected constantly because their defense is atrocious. So they can die extremely easily. Oh, that was a mistake, man. Oh, that was terrible. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, survived. But that was really bad. I need to kill this guy now. Because he's going to kill my Hydra. I don't want to lose my Hydra. So how do I do this? Do I have dimension? Let's see. I could paralyze him. I don't think that's going to work. Oh man, that was a horrible mistake. My god, that was really bad. And not only that, my Hydra is also stunned. It's just brutal. I thought the Hydra had more HP than it actually has there. Let me just try to kill that guy. Oh, my spells don't reach. That's brutal. So what can I do here to actually help? Oh, the Geno Bolt will reach it. There you go, my man. Please kill the guy. Ah, not enough. Man, that's such a gigantic mistake. How am I going to get a Hydra again? That was so bad. Really was. Yeah, no, the Hydra's dead. There's no way to save it here. Oh, he didn't attack! Why? So let me explain to you guys. So when you are retreating, you can move with all of your units first. So let's say you have 5 units and your knight. You only need to retreat with the knight. What that does, that allows you to attack with all of your 5 other creatures to get the XP from the attack or even the death of other units on the battlefield. And then you can retreat. So even retreating, you can still use your units to attack. So I was like, obviously he's going to use that Gigantus there to attack my Hydra, right? To get the XP. He didn't. So he allowed my Hydra to live, which is something that I didn't do for his Bahamut. I killed the Bahamut. So yeah, this was a great win actually. Hard fought. Ooh, that was brutal. But we survived and we defeated the Bahamut, which is the point. Oh man, that was great. So, the quests. So Marriott is in a village. So here, oh, a Titan. So I'm going to explain something about the quests in this game. In the other game, the quest would open only a square in the middle of the screen and show you a picture of different places. In this version, the quests are way more like fleshed out and they have like this colorful images and so on. That said, if we stop for every single quest that we do in the game, the playthrough will take forever because sometimes you send 10 guys to quests, so we're going to stay like half an hour reading quests. So I'm just going to skip the quests for the most part, and we'll just see the results of the quest. Wow, you got a creature, you got an item, your knight got hurt, and so on and so on. Only specific quests that I know that are special, that we are going to get like an extra knight or something, are the quests that I'm going to read, okay? So all the other ones I'm going to skip. So let's go. Alright, please get the Titan. There you go. She got the Titan. So Merritt did a great job there. So Bo. Oh, he gained intelligence. That's great. For him, it's pretty useful. Chest. Oh, this is one of those sad quests that are in this game. I think he's like actually talking to like a ghost girl of some kind. But most of these quests are not consequential. It doesn't matter. They are just like stock quests. But there's a bunch of them that are like particular quests for particular characters and so on. Specific ones. There you go. So they just returned. I'm so glad I kept the Hydra. I'm like, oh, you know. That was such a big mistake. I don't know why I did that. Usually I'm pretty good at like keeping up with like the health of each unit. But for some reason that specific situation I forgot. Jesus. She got the Titan. The Titan is a level 10 unit. That's perfect. Oh my god, that's amazing. Because we just lost a unit here too, right? Did we? Yeah. Sierra lost 2 units. She lost a Wyvern and she also lost a Griffin right at the beginning. That was brutal. Okay, so let's rebuild the team here. So the strategy remains the same here, guys. I'm going to send everybody that I'm sending to quests to continue doing quests. And what about this castle? How do we defend this castle? So we use the best strategy for farming in this game, which is we are just going to get the guys that just attacked, and we're going to send them back to this castle here. There you go. And in this turn, I'm not going to be able to attack, but because if you move, you cannot attack. So they will get the castle back. So you might be thinking, so how the heck, why are you giving back the castle that you just conquered? The reason is I'm not expanding yet. I'm just getting XP and I'm just trying to like kill their strongest units. So when I do start my conquest and when I do start attacking them, they won't have certain units. Like for example, their best unit, the Bahamut, which is the only one in the continent, I just killed it. So one less problem. The Bahamut actually is the level 20 version of this creature here, the Wyvern. In this case, it's already the Quattro here, right? Alright, so that's the strategy. We're going to keep attacking and moving back until we can get a few knights. We're going to do that for like 6 months or so. Until we get all the knights that we... not all the knights, but some extra knights. So right now we still have 8. That said, let me rebuild the army here. Because Sierra lost a couple of units here. So I'm going to bring you here. Here. So this is the army I'm using. Oh man, the Titan's so good. It's a really great unit to have. And this one, as you can see, has two elements, has white and red, so it's pretty good. Okay, so we have 60 in terms of space here. We could just put a knight here. Oh, knight, sorry, a giant. What else could I use here? Maybe a unicorn would be good too, to heal. Because we don't have any healers here. Kai can heal, but I'm not going to use like the best mage in the game to heal, you know what I mean? That's stupid. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to remove one of these golems here. I'm going to put a giant here. And I'm going to remove this. There you go. A giant is better than a golem, for sure. Giant is more mobile. And also has an element, as you can see here. Alright, so what else? Do I summon something? A griffin would be good here. A wyvern would be good too. What do we have here in terms of summoning? A dragon, huh? Can I feed a dragon somewhere here? Let me see. Huh. So I only have 4 here. Let me... Every time you leave, they reshuffle the stuff here. Alright, so I have 10 here, plus 60, so I have 70. Dragon 75. I don't have 75 here, unless I remove something. Well, sorry guy. Just... no golems. I would take a dragon over a golem every day. Alright, so I need to reshuffle this. So, there you go. Alright, so now I have 40. So I'm going to get a unicorn for healing. There you go. So now that we have this titan here, it's going to be awesome. We have, by my logic here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wall units that you put ahead to protect yourself in the beginning of the battle. And we also have 4 breath units that will deal damage to multiple people. We have a healing / damaging white creature here. We also have another healer, and we also have a pretty good archer. And we also have 3 spellcasters. So I think for like a starter team, this is really solid, to be honest. Alright, so we'll keep going with this. So I'm going to execute the order here so you guys can see what happens. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, the best tip that I can give you to play this game, always double check. Alright? That's where mistakes happen, when you don't double check. So I don't know who's going to capture this, either them or Caerleon here, we'll see. So as you can see here, I cannot do anything with my guys because I just moved them. So you can only attack if you haven't moved. That's basically the gist. So they invaded, they captured back, but they got attacked on the other castle, and they lost the castle. There you go. So let's see what quests we can get going here. The light robe, we got an item. That's pretty good. Huge dragon. The magic jar. Oh, there's items for the genie. I don't think I have one yet. The drug guy, talk to him. So when it's a special quest, I played this game so many times that I know right away that is a unique one. So when there's something, oh, I got a great item there. So when it's something that is actually relevant, I'm going to tell you guys right away, oh, let's read this one, because this one is about this character or that character. Yeah. So tons of characters in this game have histories or stories that are like intertwined with other characters. Like tons of them. So all the knights have their own history and stuff and their own goals. Not all the knights have like dialogues, but most of them do. So I do know most of them. So we got several items to equip here, so let's see if I can equip something on my leader here. Oh, sorry. Need to press here, equip. There you go. The forest amulets. +1 resistance to green. Sure, let's do that. Jeffadar, which is the other one I'm using. He already has the ancient scroll, so that's pretty good. Sierra. She has the pirate earring. She has +2 resist to blue, but she already has the blue element, so she's already protected. So might as well go for one that gives us +1 resist to white, right? Which is good because she's of the black element, as you can see there. Alright. Wait, we also got items for creatures, I think? Oh, I can put it on them. That's cool. The reason why I'm so surprised is that, oh, we actually got a great sword, but we don't have any knights yet that use this. I mean, I have Dynadan here, or Dan, but he's not the type of knight that uses this type of sword. Poison Fang. Do the dragons use this? No. The Hydra? No. Unicorn? No. Oh, this one has a flame amulet, sure. What about the Titan? Yeah, nothing? Alright. Alright guys, so we'll continue this in the next episode. I think this is enough for the first one here. So hopefully I was able to explain most of this stuff here. I'm trying to like kind of speed run the explanations here because we already have a Brigandine playthrough on the channel, so if you never played before, you can check out that one. It's kind of ancient, like from almost 2 years ago at this point, but the explanations are all there and stuff. So this is basically the upgraded version of that game. So yeah, we played this game for a while because this game is pretty long. The other playthrough I think had like 18 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a lot of episodes. But it's really worth it. This game, I think, is my favorite game from the PS1. Even more than like Symphony of the Night or the Final Fantasy games or Chrono Cross or things of that nature. And is also probably my favorite strategy / RPG game of all time, even more than Disgaea. And I absolutely love Disgaea 1, 2, 3, 4. I never played the 5th one, but I love Disgaea so much. And I still think this game's better. Obviously Disgaea can play for like thousands of hours, but this game is like simple, succinct, does what it needs to do in an extremely high level, you know. It is, in my opinion, the most underrated PS1 game ever. It's not even close to like the second one that you could come up with in terms of like quality and how well it does what it proposes to be doing, or what we should be doing, you know. It's really, really, really good. So if you never played it before, I highly recommend it. So we continue this playthrough here in the next episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.